So I'm Dr. Kumaran Gengatharan, and currently I'm working as a chief to the research unit in Institute Pendidikan Guru Malaysia, Campus Sultan Abdul Alim, Malaysia. Okay, so today my title would be Design and Development Research, which is DDR, a new paradigm in research. Okay, so when we want to talk about the DDR. All of us know about quantitative, qualitative, mixed method. But this one is another methodology which can be used and which I personally experienced this methodology on my PhD. Okay, so we know further about the DDR. What is DDR? Design and Development Research. What is it? It's a systematic study of design, development, and evaluation of the progress with the aim to establish an empirical basis for creation of instructional and non-instructional product and tools and new or enhanced model that govern the development. So this been told by Ritchie and Klein on 2008. They are the pioneers of this Ritchie and Klein. And remember, this DDR is not study about psychology or learning science or any media delivery comparison or any message design studies or any research regarding profession. But we can do research on that, but it's not the research about that. Okay, so as I told in a very earlier, this DDR, Design and Development Research, is a method where you can combine everything and we can call as a multiple method. It's not a mixed method, it's a multiple method. Where mixed method, one of the methods will be dominant another one. For example, our main methodology, if it is a quantitative, and the qualitative will be the denominator, where the quantitative will be the dominate one, and we just make sure the qualitative support the quantitative. But in DDR, all the methods which are we using will have its own strength, will stand alone in its own phases. Okay, when we talk about the phases, yeah, before we go to phases, we should know what kind of categories which is in the DDR. DDR got two types. One is to research on products and tools, and I'll explain what is research and tools in the next slides. Another one is research on design and development regarding the models, type 2. Okay, so what we say is a model. So when you want to create some models for your research, for your university, for anything else, you definitely can use this DDR as your methodology. Product, tools, and everything. Not only that, we also can use this for design-based research, system-based evaluation, formative researchers, everything. Okay, so when I said this type 1, product and tools, it consists of module. We can create module using DDR type 1. Not only module, but we can create the questionnaire, the framework, guideline, strategic plan, and mission. So when we are talking about this, the type 1 is more suitably, very suitable for the social science. Where the social science researchers, they will come up the end product with a module or a framework or guideline, everything. But when we talk about the DDR2, okay, type of products, when I talk about this one, okay, and we have to know about the DDR type 2. DDR type 2 is only solely standalone to the models. It's only models. We want to create models for our research, for our studies. We should and we must use type 2. We don't use type 1. Okay. So when I told just now, when I told this is a multiple method. Why? Because this development and development design research, design and development, design and development research approach methodology, which is DDR. This is a conceptual development methodology, which is our study order in a systematic phases. And there is four phases, which is the first one is need analysis, second one design phase, third one is development phase, and fourth one is evaluation phase. Okay, so when we talk about each phases got its own tools, got its own respondents. For example, when we're talking about need analysis, we can use qualitative, quantitative, or expert validation. Depends on what we want to use. And all the procedures, for example, we are taking the quantitative, the survey method. We must follow all the procedures which we will use to quantitative from the starting to ending. In the phase 1, in the need analysis, it stand alone. Okay, so kind of how we creating the questionnaire? Are we adopt? Are we adopt? Are we creating ourselves? After we creating, are we doing the CVI? And after that, are we doing the expert validation? And are we taking the alpha cromba? And who is our reliability sample? Who is our real sample? And we have to state it everything one by one, very detailedly, and we can't skip any step. So when you take the need analysis, expert validation, same goes as just now. You take the Fuji Delphi, you must follow all the procedures which F in the Fuji Delphi or which F in the research tools you took. So when you took the qualitative, who will be your respondent? Experts. You ask with the experts. For example, you are doing a module for students to create a conducive learning for science example. You're asking the experts, what kind of conducive environment that I can bring by teaching science? Are these conducive learning situation is important? And we're asking the experts. Same thing when we're using the quantitative, we will ask with the users, which is the students or the teachers. Same goes to expert validation. We will follow through with the experts. Okay. When we see the design and development phase for models, not the module, models. We're talking about module and model only today. Okay, first we talk about the type 2 model. We can use Fuji Delphi or Delphi method. Depends on the time which we have. Fuji Delphi is much more easier, much more faster than the Delphi method, which take few rounds to finish. And its respondent are experts. You can use ISM, which is interpretive structural modeling. You can use experts too. And structural equation model, SAM. You can use users and who are the one who execute it. And partially least square, PLSM. These all the research tools and the experts which you can use, which you want to use into the design and development phases which you're going to do the model. We see the module. When you see the module, it's kind of you still see the same Fuji Delphi method. You can take interview with a focus group. For example, you want to do a module to the chief of the education, each state. So you have to ask anyone above them or in the same level of them, what kind of content which must be there to reduce the damage control or to know the construct and the items which we should put into the module. And content analysis method, we can we can refer the previous books, we can refer the texts and so on. And we also will need like analysis finding and literature reviews to make a module. What kind of construct have been used? For example, we want to do a football module, but the football module is already been developed by someone. But we want to make it more better. But we still want some elements of the construct from the previous one. So we can still refer to that article, the book, that article, but we must cite it. Okay, so I hope you understand. Wait, it stuck. Okay, when we talk about the design and development phase, framework, guideline, and strategic planning, same goes also for the Delphi interview and the content analysis, which we can use as a research tool to get the results. And for the Fuji Delphi, yes, of course, interview also experts, Fuji Delphi also expert, and the content analysis, we can use the textbooks, module, and texts. Okay, for the evaluation, there is two type of evaluation. One is effectiveness, where we use it, where we use the module or the strategic planning or the mission or anything with our users, with our users to see whether it's really effective on them or not. For example, we done a module. We should check with our students whether the module is effective or not. Okay, for example, we are doing something like still a module, but for the chief of the education. We must see the usefulness of the module or the usefulness of the model. Why? Then only we will know this module or this end product can be used by them, the executors or not. For that, we still can use for the Delphi interview, ISM, questionnaire, PLSM, nominal group technique, that is NGT, interview, and quasi experiment. Might be there will be a lot, but I just give an example. Yeah. Okay. So for time being, this is the final word from me, which is the design and development research, which is DDR, is a multiple method which can help us to create more products and modules, which is one of the new thing where you can use it to do your thesis or research anything. It will be very strong because when you're doing the each phases, as I told, you must follow all the procedures. You cannot bypass it. So you just have to finish everything one by one. You cannot skip. So that thesis will be very, very strong and solid. Okay. So thank you so much for your kind time and for the patience. I thanks again the organizers who called me. So if you guys got any question, you can email me, you can WhatsApp me, or any collaboration or any talks in future. Okay, thank you from me. Thank you so much.